Hello everybody, and welcome to Module 2. So I just wanted to give a brief introduction to the module so that we know what our goals are and what we're heading towards. So up till now we have basically just picked apart the syntax of Python. We've discussed how best to code it, which functions and modules are most useful, and just basically looking at the language itself. Now what we're going to do is start exploring it within Houdini itself. We're going to look at all the different contexts where Python can be applied and the different rule sets that go along with that, because writing something in the Python shell has a few different functions that aren't available to us when we do something in a parameter or maybe an external script and then put it in. So we're going to sort of be examining all of this and see how Python integrates into Houdini in all of the different contexts, so that we can fully understand what we have available to us, what options we have when building a tool, which areas can I use Python to do certain things for me. And as we go through this, we're going to also be talking about new modules, classes, and functions that we haven't quite covered yet in detail, as a sort of a build-up and a precursor to the third module as well. So not only will we be discussing modules and things that we're going to immediately put into practice, but all of this will build up into the third module where we will need to put every part of this into practice in a much larger kind of context. So then once we've discussed the theory about the context and why you would use this particular context, we've discussed all the modules and classes that go along with it, we're going to finish off with a practical example, something that you would do on a daily basis, or some kind of quick way to apply that Python so that you can practice it and see how to use it and learn from that experience. Right, now up to this point we haven't had any weekly assignments because I've left you to just learn the language. It's a lot to take in already if you haven't done any coding before. So just playing around with it and referring back to that, maybe repeating that a few times, is really the only work you've needed to do up to this point. But what we're going to do now is, as we walk our way through these different contexts and examples of how to actually apply it, because I've equipped you with the help file and shown you how to use it and explore and find new functions, what I want to do is, after every time that I've shown you a practical example or a way to apply something that we've learned, I'm then going to ask you as an assignment, to do that same type of thing, but with at least one or two new functions that I haven't covered. Because I want you to be able to not just learn from this tutorial, because there's absolutely no way I could cover every function and class that you would need in 8 weeks. It would be very boring for one, but also it would just be way too much information. The whole point here is that you learn as you go, because you're only going to need a certain function when some need arises. And that's why in the last lesson I equipped you with knowing how to use the help file as a way to discover new functions. So every time we do a practical assignment, let's say we do something using the Python shell, then the assignment will be for you to do something in the Python shell as well, but to add a function or two that I haven't done. That will then require you to read up on the function, maybe just explore the help file and find one that looks really cool, find a context, and then try and apply it, right? And that's fine, even if you can't get it to work, then try a different one, or ultimately if you really can't get any of them to work, then still show me your work, show me what you did, because I would love to, more than anything at the end of this whole course, is I would love you to know how to explore with Python and know how to keep learning. That way you're learning more than just 8 weeks. You're getting much more value than just one course. You're getting this ability to read more and to learn and teach yourself more just by knowing the language and then having essentially this dictionary in front of you, right? As I've said many times before with coding, it literally is a coding language. You need to know the grammar and you need to know have a good vocabulary. Well, I can teach you the grammar, and I can teach you some vocabulary, but then at least, if nothing else, by the end of this, you'll know the grammar, and you'll have a dictionary of functions that you can learn over time, and slowly but surely you'll become completely fluent. All right, so that's what we're aiming to do, and let's get started with the first lesson.